Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome along to the Studio Rats Live Q&A number 78. This evening
Awesome.
could get interesting for many reasons, which we'll come on to shortly. However, for now, my name's James Ivy.
Apple Drew.
And you are very welcome to our weekly dust-up live on the interwebs. It could get interesting tonight. Paul is having internet issues, and I currently have a 5-year-old daughter in the other room who is refusing to sleep tonight. And, of course, Mummy's gone away for a couple of days, so, of course, she wasn't going to sleep tonight, right?
Of course not. That's the thing. You should never let mummies go out. Mummies should just be... So stay at home, look after the... No, that's not right, is it?
That's really not right.
I don't mean that. But anyway, yes. No, of course I don't. But
so if I have to dart out at various points in time, it could be for that reason, and I apologise in advance. Lucy, go to sleep.
My my internet's going. Apparently, there's storms going on everywhere, so I think my internet is just all over the place.
Hey, it could be worse. We at least still have our gear intact, unlike the crew from I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here.
What happened? I don't know anything about this.
Storm Alwyn or whatever it's called, buzzed through North Wales and took out 3 or 4 of the tents with all the editing gear and all the hardware and the transmission kit. And
wow,
yeah.
That's why my internet's down, because it comes from
North Wales.
It must do. That's where all internet comes from.
See them 2 houses up on the hill. Mine's the one in the middle. I really shouldn't do accents. We know that. Ned Amido's in the house. Dave Stockton, Lee Abraham. Good day to Stephen James in sunny Brisbane. Phil McNally is in the house. Mads Northhole Road. There's a new name for us, I think. Great to have you with us. Mike Aiton's in the house. Great to have you with us, Mike. William Lee, or Will Lee, perhaps. Who knows? And Safey's in. Great to see you all. We will get to the questions and the trials and tribulations of our weeks shortly. However, Mr. Drew, what have you been up to?
Well, this week, what we've been doing? We did that Marshall video, didn't we?
Certainly did.
That's gone a bit bonkers. Let's have a look at that. That's gone bonkers. I don't know how many views that's had.
It's had getting on for 30, probably over 30,000 now.
Do you know what? I'm going to let you know. I'm going to let you know right now. It has done so far. It has done 32,810 views, which is pretty good for us, I think.
Yes, not bad.
Quite Rick Beato territory, but for us, it's pretty good.
Yeah, that is true. But hey, it's not about quantity; it's about quality.
Absolutely,
that's my view. And actually, the follow-up's done quite well as well, isn't it? Not anything like as well, but
No, they never do. They never do. The follow-ups never do as well as the first one. Maybe because people realise we're talking absolute guff, and then they don't bother listening to the second one.
You might have realised they might have cottoned on to the fact that we fly by the seat of our you-know-whats most of the time.
Yeah. So Wells, I've been building a new pedal board. I've got a video coming out tomorrow about that. Do you want to see the pedal board?
Show us the pedal board of
Is it worth talking about later on, because it's quite a serious piece of kit.
Okay, well we'll move on to that then. We'll move on to that later.
Got a new. So it's a new guitar that arrived.
Ooh.
You can see behind. God, it's weird. Everything's opposites.
Looks like a Strat.
It's sort of like a Strat.
Looks like a Strat.
It looks like a Strat. It's not a Strat.
Ooh.
What else? And there's an amplifier coming tomorrow. There's a new amp coming tomorrow.
Oh, what's coming tomorrow? Aren't you going to sell?
No, I can say this. So I've been looking for an amp, like just a nice valve combo amp. I'm sick of taking different things around with me, like a separate speaker, heads, that sort of stuff. And it's funny because I sold all my combos to get heads, and now I want heads, and now I want combos. So
I genuinely think, mate, you have a bigger gas problem than I have.
I do. At the moment, I think
it's the thrill of the chase, mate, for you.
It is. You're right. It is the thrill of the chase. It's about getting something that is reasonably priced. That I know that. Well, this is the way that I do it is that I buy the piece of gear, and I do the review on the channel, and it's then you can sell it if it makes more content. If you don't get on with the piece of gear, you can sell it. And
I get that. I hear that.
The only thing is, I tend to keep quite a lot of the gear that I review, so it's
expensive.
Yes, it's getting expensive. But no, this is a second-hand one, but it's basically new.
Right.
Basically nearly new. So we did one of our popular videos was the Marshall JCM 900 video we did last week.
Yep.
So I thought, shall I go and get a 900? And I thought they're getting on a bit. And if I buy one, I'd have to get it serviced. Blah blah blah, all that sort of stuff, because I want to make sure that I can go out on the road with it and it works fine. I'm sure it would. I'm sure it would work absolutely fine. So I thought, well, who else makes JCM 800, 900 type amps? And Meza Boogie, a few years back, did something called a Stiletto. Did something called the Stiletto Ace.
A brilliant amp.
Oh, is it? Oh, great. I've never
really
tried
good
one.
amp. Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, I picked one up, really, really reasonably, and picking it up tomorrow.
Nice.
Comes with a flight case as well. Comes in a flight case.
Wow. Very handy. Stiletto's a great amp.
Pristine. Oh, really? I've never tried one.
Yeah,
That's
really good
so,
amp. Yeah.
So I thought I'd do the review against the JCM 900.
Yeah.
And then if I like it, keep it and use that as my gigging amp. Because it's like a JCM 800, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's their equivalent.
Yeah. Nice.
So, it could be interesting.
Very nice.
So what have you been up to?
To be honest, not a great deal. I've been in video territory. One of the new projects with Antelope is to do a lot more stuff for their social channels. So for TikTok and Instagram and Facebook YouTube Shorts, and all these kind of shorter video formats. And it's a real challenge getting what I would normally put into about a 5 or 6 minute video into 60 seconds.
Wow.
It is a real challenge. I do waffle too much. But I mean, there's some things you want to show properly and you end up showing them at speed. And it's like, I get it, but I'm really struggling to not go into detail and explain stuff. It's like, right, this is what you do, not what I would normally do. This is why you do it.
Right. Okay.
Because I'm very much it's all very much well saying, yes, this is how to do something, but I want people to tell me why. And all the detail behind. But in this format, you cannot do that. It's just boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
So interesting, but
that's
a
the way
challenge,
it's going, though, isn't it? But that is the way it's going. I mean, they said 10 years ago that our attention spans are dropping.
Yeah.
And that's why we try and make YouTube videos fairly short.
I heard a great phrase. I heard a great phrase today. You know how we and all the YouTubers the world over say, like, subscribe, hit the bell.
Yeah. Show us like that.
Like, subscribe, hit the bell, etc., etc. Those are in the trade known as ending indicators.
Oh,
right. So as soon as you say that, someone goes, "Oh, it's ending." Click next video. What you don't get at that point is, by that point, normally your cards and things haven't popped up saying click on the next video, or the next video doesn't load automatically. Right. So actually, you shouldn't do that. None of that. Right. Like, subscribe, hit the bell.
Okay, I'm going to say something else. I'm going to say something else in the future. Then maybe I'll just say, look, there's more content coming after this. But if you've got something you have, like, subscribe. Yes, I get it.
Very interesting. So I have to thank Dave at Studio Spares for that moment of enlightenment. I did share the love with the phrase "all killer, no filler." So I feel I can share that one with the world.
Nice.
Nice. Other than that, I've actually been installing. God, it sounds so dull. Black Friday, the Cyber Weekend for me was not about music kit.
Oh no! It's got to be about music kit.
No, it wasn't about this year. It wasn't.
It's got to be.
It was about electronics, but it was about Ring cameras and doorbells and stuff.
Yeah. Nice. Oh, well, that's good. Yeah, especially in the studio built, you can put security cameras and all that.
And my theory being that if I put it all up now before the studio's built, people won't go, "Hello, what's he building?" They'll just go, "Yeah, because obviously I've got a public footpath down the side of the house, so people, I see the same faces every day, walking the dog and walking to school, to work, whatever." So yeah. Should we get into some of these questions and the howdies and stuff before we get too sidetracked? Phil McNally's in. Oh, we've already said that. William Lee, let's get in with this one first up. Here we go. MXR Distortion Plus versus DoD 250. Neither of which I know. Is it DoD or is it Dodd? I'm never sure.
It's either, isn't it? It's in the UK we used to call them Dodd. I think
Yeah.
in the US I think they call them DoD. So okay, let's have a think.
I've got one. Only thing I would say is the DoD stroke Dodd stuff. The micro switches on the pedals were gash, and they died within a year or two. Whereas the MXR stuff has literally stood and been trodden on the test of time.
I'd say exactly the same thing. I think you're guaranteed for a pedal to last a long time with an MXR. The DoD stuff was. Yeah,
wasn't my favourite.
Some of them were classics. Like some of the there was a DoD pedal that Kurt Cobain used all the time.
Yeah, and there was Gary Moore used the hard rock distortion.
Oh, really?
On the Scars album, yeah, on I think the last album with Cass Lewis and Darren Mooney, yeah.
Oh wow, okay,
that was a proper thrash type sound at those moments in the album.
Yeah,
real super high gain. And
I will say to William though, that it really depends on what amp you're going into. Like pedals can sound. I've been going through like all my amps today, just working out what I need, what I don't need. So I'm going to be selling some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone wants, if anyone's looking for an amp, hit me up because I've got a few that's going.
What are you selling?
I'm going to be selling the Marshalls, I think. So
I'm tempted to take the Jubilee.
You don't need the Jubilee. You don't need the Jubilee.
I don't need the Jubilee.
You don't need the Jubilee.
It's the Plexi's the one that I'm tempted.
The Plexi, if you're going to take one of them, take the Plexi, I would say. But that one's. I've just got people going ding 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 on Facebook, just going like, "Is it still available? Is it still available?" As I'm speaking, they're coming through.
Okay.
So I don't think it's going to last long if you want it.
No, I don't. I've got enough amps now for this week. For this week, I've got enough amps.
Yeah.
When we get to the auction next week, I won't have enough amps.
I forgot about that. Maybe I should have waited for the auction. Damn. Anyway, it really depends on those pedals going into what amp, because like I was trying some amps today and I was using my pedal board and going into certain amps, they sounded amazing, and certain amps they didn't. And it's not the case of like a poor quality amp.
No, because you don't have any of those.
no, but it's like, it really depends on the gain structure of the amp, and if it's like a clean amp or if it's like a slightly, hairy amp, all that sort of stuff. It really makes a massive difference. I would say, do you know what? Buy both, sell one. So try and get them both second hand. Sell the one you don't want.
Yeah, great shout. Mark Felton says, "Howdy from KC, USA." I'm going KC. Kansas City?
Oh, good that you could be.
I think Kansas City. Not new name there. I like that as well, which is very exciting.
Yeah, hi Mark. So I've looked up McQuarrie guitars while we're here. So do you want to? And we can have a look together because I haven't seen these yet. So let's have a quick look. How do I do this? Share
and say when.
Are y'all ready for this?
Oh, hello.
Should we have a look? So view the guitars.
Ooh.
Okay, which one should we look at? Oh, no.
What?
First of all.
What?
No.
What?
Look at that. No, look at the. No.
Oh, all the pickup guards.
Oh, God, no.
Nasty.
No. Let's have a look. Hold on. Okay, let's go back and have a look at some. Oh, all the rest are nice though.
Looks like a dodgy. What are they called?
No, that's wrong.
Werther's original ran a pickup. Oh, they're timber. They're wooden.
I hate. Oh no, that is no. Mind you, good price, but no.
There was a Stratty like one there that looked.
Yeah, that one. Should look at that one. The Acoustica. Funny enough.
That's quite tasty. Oh, that's quite nice. Why don't they show a whole picture of the guitar?
I don't know. That is.
Are they quite worried to see that?
Oh, actually, let's have a look here.
It's got some interesting stuff going on, I suspect.
Let me have a look at this picture here.
Oh,
the website. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
well, if that's the way they like the finish
it's
around,
not a great finish, is it?
It's not a good finish. If that is what you're advertising on your website, you could have at least dusted the. No, what are they doing? Let's have a look.
Yeah.
No, I'm not impressed so far. But let's have a look at the because I saw the telly and I thought it looked nice. Let's have a look. Oh my word!
Why
Yeah,
no?
but
But why don't they use? Why don't they use the same? What?
Yeah, but look,
that's a scratch or a crack.
What is going on?
Oh,
You're trying to sell your guitars, man. What are you doing? Let's have a look. Hold on, I need to get back to the tellies.
Now
things like that wind me up a treat.
Right. So this another thing that's winding me up about that is the back plate is not cut from the same piece of timber as the back.
Yeah.
If you ever bought, do you ever hear of Say or Psy basses based out of? Yeah, not Sire. They were Say or Say basses based out of the Bass Gallery in Camden.
Oh yeah.
They would, if they were doing like a electronics cover, it was fret sawed from the same piece of timber as was on the back, and it was a beautiful book matched. It was stunning. That does not look pretty.
Look at that.
Oh
God, no!
And actually, the other cutaway is even worse. The cutaway on the horn cutaway is even worse. Look at that.
Do you know what? I wouldn't even go anywhere near them. If that is the quality of a finish, if that's the quality of the finish,
that's a shame.
Man, God, do you know what I mean? The price is reasonable.
If that's what's going on your website as well, Oh
no.
Sorry, Mike. Can't get excited, but we're getting excited by them for all the wrong reasons.
That is, I'm shocked. I'm absolutely shocked. Okay, let's just do one more. We'll do one more.
Hang on. Let me put you back in then. Okay.
We'll do one more.
The blues breaker. And also show a picture of the whole guitar, for God's sake.
Terrible bloody website.
People want to see what the guitar looks like.
Okay, let's have a look.
I'm concerned. No, that finish around this, it looks terrible.
Oh man, that is.
What a shame.
That looks like it's just been. Oh no, that's just been hacked.
I hate to say it, but I'm pretty sure I made better than that at university.
Yeah, no, that's not good. That is I'm really disappointed because I hate moaning about things, but that for me is like Mason sent us $20.
Oh, what a lovely chap.
Cheers, Mason. That's very nice of you, mate. Thank you very much. If you don't know, by the way, guys, if you don't know who Vertex Effects are, you should do. And if you want to check out his awesome channel, informative channel, please do as well. It's absolutely brilliant.
Awesome stuff.
So thank you, Mason. Cheers, mate. Very nice of you.
Sorry about that, Mike. Can't get excited about those guys.
Hold on a second. Let me just, Mason. If we can review some of your pedals, I'd love that.
That would be awesome. That'd be very awesome.
He does some awesome Dumble style pedals. Oh, Mason, do you know what? I've done a pedal board build, so please don't watch. Because have you seen his pedal boards that he does?
No.
It's like the next level of detail.
Right. So not like McQuarrie guitars then.
No. It's like everything's perfect. Everything's absolutely perfect. And he's going to look at my pedal board and go. Anyway, let's get back to it. Yeah. Don't you think that the?
Hang on.
Where are we?
Don't I think we're on? Are we still on Mike's McQuarrie guitar thing, or? Yeah,
that to me is like.
That's an opportunity missed. It's an opportunity missed, big time.
What's going on?
Anywho,
I know what that is. That is someone that's gone and done a guitar building course, and then is selling his like first models. I mean, disappointing.
Very. Anywho,
Lee Abraham, I've had a week of sending stuff back. Lol, it's all gone back to my Boss GT1. It sounds so good. Isn't that funny? It's so funny. Do you know what? I was going through that a bit like that today, where playing through different amps and stuff, and I did a gig. I did a gig on on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Right, James, you might be able to tell me this because you know a lot more about live sound than I do.
Okay.
The setup, the sound check, is great.
Yeah.
It's a Litchfield gig. It's a Litchfield gig, so you know something's going to go wrong.
Yeah.
And then as soon as the gig started, it looked like the sound. I was thinking, great. I'm really happy with this sound.
Mm-hmm.
And then the gig starts, and I'm like, what has happened to my guitar sound? I haven't changed any settings.
Right.
I've lost all bottom end.
Right.
It's almost like the PA got turned up.
Right.
And then, like, my guitar just amp went out of phase with the monitors, and I'm thinking that's the only thing it could have been, because I struggled. And you know, like when you do a gig and you can't hear yourself play properly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the sound's bad. You can't. I can't play. I cannot play. I'm not that sort of person that can just get through it.
So there is what I'm going to refer to as red light fever, which is the same print. It's the same kind of principle as you sound check at one volume, but you gig at another. Adrenaline kicks in, and everybody just goes. Rrr.
Sure, it's not those. It isn't those sort of guys. These are all sort of top guys and stuff. So.
Right. But I mean, we all do it. I certainly do it. I try and be cool and sound check, and then everyone goes, "Well, it's really loud for a sound check." I said, "It's going to be really loud at the gig, then, isn't it?" People, a mass of people make a lot of difference.
Yeah, sure, but that normally sort of soaks up the top end. For me, that normally, that soaks up the top end. So,
if people start tweaking their monitors, and you were in, did you have stage wedges, or was it all in ears?
Well, so this is what happened. So there were two monitors on the stage. No, there were three monitors on the stage. The keyboard player had a monitor.
Mm-hmm.
Both singers had a monitor, and I think the volume was nice and subdued in sound check, so we could all hear what was going on. But even just turning up the amp, it just completely everything changed. I was trying to compensate for what was going on. And
what amp did you use?
The PA. I was actually using the amp 1,
right?
And I think the PA went up. Basically there was this big KVT rig, whatever it's called.
KV2.
That's it. Mm-hmm. Rig. And I think the bass bins were on the stage, and I just think
always a mistake. Always a mistake to have the
awful.
Subs should go on the floor, not the stage.
Subs should just go as far away from me as possible. Anyway, sorry, I'm not going to whinge about that anymore. So to go back to Lee's thing, it's fun, isn't it? If you got something you like,
stick with it,
mate. Definitely. But also, let us know what you sent back, Lee. And I'd like to know and see if we can help with any sort of tips of why it might not have sounded that good.
Yeah.
But anyway, next one. Jonathan McCulloch says, I want to use an audio interface running from my Kemper into an iPad. Can you recommend an interface and appropriate software, gents? Yes. I think if I was doing that at the moment, I think I would go down the Universal Audio. What's it called? The new interface.
The new one.
Yeah. What's it called? The little. It's class compliant, isn't it?
Is it? What's it called? It's not called the knob, is it? It's called the.
That's you.
What is it called? Thank you. What is it called? Come on, brain.
I'll have a quick look.
Brain. What's it called? To be honest, depending on your budget, I mean, the Focusrite stuff's all great for next to no money.
Yes, it is. It's very true.
If you want something really high end, the RME stuff's amazing.
Volt. The RME stuff is really good, actually.
It's called the Volt, isn't it?
The Volt, exactly. Yeah.
It's called
the Volt. Yeah, it's reasonably priced. If you want to get something that's high end, that is really high end, you're not really going to notice a lot of difference in the sound quality. I would do what James says and go and get some of the RME stuff. It's really good.
Yeah, the RME UCX, like a little half U, class compliant. I used to use one of those with an iPad. iPad software wise, check out Aria. It's amazing.
I did that. I did a video on Cubase on the Cubase, the iPad Cubase. I did a whole mix on that, and we did. Really we recorded a whole song using the iPad and that software, and then mixed it. It's on our website somewhere. You can have a look.
It's really good. It's very, very good.
Yeah, I was quite impressed. I was quite impressed with it. It's amazing what you can do with an iPad.
Also, 50 quid. Check out Aria as well. It's really, really good. It was one of the first proper multi-tracks for iPad, for iOS.
Oh, nice.
Very, very cool. Okay.
Mads says you should check out the Mezabara Z35 combo. I don't know much about the Mezabara.
They're quite, aren't they?
They look very. They do, because they're all metal. They're basically taken the old sort of 90s boogie look, haven't they?
Boogie stroke Engel look with all the metal framing and
exactly.
Cool though. I've heard good things. I've never played through one, but I've heard good things. Yeah.
I mean, I've heard some of the. I think Rabir did a demo on the Mesa Barber high gain amp, and I thought it sounded really good. I think loads of YouTubers were doing it.
The thing is, though, as we've proven before, a good guitar player can make anything sound good. And
Rabir would make anything sound good. It's so true. He's absolutely awesome. What a player. The Thelabos or the Labos?
No.
What do you think, James?
Thelabos.
Excellent. Sorry if we butchered that, Thelabos. Do you find yourself doing unusual style summing in UAD Luna? Wondering how I can use multi-sends to my advantage. No, I don't use any. Do you know what? I spent years. We talked about this before. Trying to tweak things and try and make things sound better by using DAWs and summing and buying summing boxes and doing that sort of stuff. And you don't need to in Luna. Just use the Neve summing. It sounds fantastic.
Yeah,
it does sound really good, doesn't it, James?
It does. I've used it a lot. If I wasn't, and I'll be totally honest, if I wasn't working with Antelope, I would be using Luna a whole lot more. But at the moment, all my creative input that's not Studio Rats, and there's not much of that going on at the minute because we're all so busy, is through Pro Tools, because it's what I've got. It's how I work, and it works with the Antelope stuff. I've been rigging up the new interface to work with my Dante rigs, and I've got this monster Dante Uber studio monitoring setup going on now. It is incredible.
Nice one.
I've got a live style monitoring rig running in the studio, so literally everyone can now. When someone says, "Oh, can I have more click?" No, here's an iPad. Give me your phone. I'll put the app on it, and you can do it yourself.
Can't wait! I can't wait for your studio to be built. It's gonna be awesome.
You can't.
Yeah.
No, it's gonna be
great because we can just come down. We come down once every couple of weeks, just lay down like a bunch of songs.
Yeah,
and record it. It's great, wouldn't it?
Video it all, record it all. It'll be, it'll be amazing. We could do everything in one take.
I better get practicing then if we can.
Yeah, I was about to say I better get the click track out.
Next one. Jeff Rock says, a Mesa in a flight case. Does it come with a block and tackle?
It's going to be heavy.
Oh, is that what that means? Yeah. All Mesa stuff's heavy, isn't it?
Yeah. But I mean, that Marshall in a flight case would be.
Well, all the Mesas, or the higher end Mesas come with casters anyway. So
yes, yeah.
I probably won't even use the flight case. Anyone want a flight case?
If it'll fit a JCM 900, which it won't.
No, it won't. It's a 1x12. This one.
Yeah.
Kelvin Max says, guys, got an American vintage reissue 1952 telly for 1,600 Canadian on the weekend. First ever telly and vintage spec all at once. Nice.
Very, very nice.
I'm guessing 1,600 Canadian is about half, isn't it? For us,
I think so. Yeah.
Maybe a bit over half. Nice, mate. Yeah, that's nice. Once you go telly, you don't go back.
You always have smelly. I don't know.
I love it. Do you know, I was playing through all my guitars today.
What are you going to sell?
No. I'm not selling. Although there is a guitar for sale, but no, I'm not selling any of the ones over there at the moment. But Yeah, and I was picking up tellies and listening to the tellies through the amps, and every single amp sounded great with the telly. It's the only guitar that just worked with any amp. Weird.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Farid Hematpour. Evening, everyone. Evening, Farid.
That's another new
Mads, name. Yeah, it was another new name. Mads, I'd really like to know how you'd compare the Sir Pete Thorne signature versus the PRS DGT. I'm on the hunt for a 2 humbucker, do-it-all guitar myself. Okay. It's a really good question.
Stay there. James. You talk. I'm just going to go and check.
Yeah. Go on. You do that. So I'll try and talk really slowly. So, okay, I got the Sir Pete Thorne and a PRS DGT, and I sold the Pete Thorne. So that should tell you everything. The Sir, this is what I find about Sir guitars, and Sir guitars are so well built. They're really, really nicely built guitars, but I just find them a little bit soulless. And some people would say that about PRS guitars, but there's something about the PRS DGT that is just really, really good. It sounds great. Okay, so things that are much better on the DGT than the Sir Pete Thorne. The tremolo, one thing. The PRS tremolo is magic, as far as I'm concerned. It's the best tremolo that you can get. The coil tapping on the DGT is, again, a different league to the Sir stuff. The Sir coil tapping is really good. It's the next best one, but you are losing quite a lot of signal. Now with the PRS, because of the way they do it, they add, I don't know what they do. There's some capacitor or something they're adding in. It's basically takes some of the signal from another pickup and feeds it in, so they don't seem like thin, weedy pickups. When you switch to the single coil mode, they're really usable sounds. I never find that with any Sir guitar. Get the DGT. You won't be sorry. It's a brilliant guitar.
It's actually, I've played yours. It's lovely.
They're good, aren't they? Nedamido says at Mark Felton, hey KC, home of some of my favourite bands like Shiner, Molly Maguire, Seasons to Risk, Giant's Chair. Nice. None of which I've heard of. Same with me. I need to check some of them out. Mark Felton is one difference between the Boss IR200 and the GT1000 Core, that the latter can do dual amps in stereo and the IR200 cannot. Okay, let me have a think. Okay. Yeah, I mean, yes, it can. So the GT1000 or the GT1000 Core can run dual amps and dual cabs. Right. Yeah, the Boss IR200 can only run 1 amp. But for me, the quality of the processing, so the IR200 is better than the GT1000. Wow, so, that's yeah. I mean, I find the GT1000 is brilliant. It's a really good, as I said before, it feels the best out of all of those multi effects that I've tried. It's really responsive and reactive like a valve amp. And the IR200 is like that as well. The GT1000 is really complicated. If you're doing everything on the screen, it's really complicated. Yeah, I mean, but the Boss stuff, the editor is so usable. That's the important thing. That's where I think Headrush are really missing out at the minute with a good editor. Yeah. That's fair no matter what you think about the Headrush stuff sonically, the fact is at the moment you can't get in as easily as you can inside the Boss stuff because the Katana style editor is so good. Yeah. Yes, I completely agree with you. And the same with hold on, can we go back? Sorry, mate. Yeah. Let me just go back. So I would say if you're the sort of guy that likes to use pedals, likes to use separate pedals, you've got a dedicated reverb, you've got a dedicated delay, you've got dedicated overdrive pedals, that sort of stuff, then get the IR200. Personally, I think that is the way that I'd prefer to work. If you're the sort of guy that wants everything in one box and you don't mind getting to a gig and then going, this doesn't sound right, and then just going deep diving and trying to fiddle out to try and get the sound right, then get the GT1000. But personally, for me, it's the IR200. That's definitely not me. I've always been, when I've played guitar on gigs, it's been turn up with an amp and maybe a multi effects where I'm using it as an effect rather than as my amp tone. Yeah. Talking about that, shall I show this pedal board? Yeah, show it. Sure. So the video's coming out tomorrow, and it is. I'm gonna break my back. So this is a. Let me do this. How can I do this? Here we go. It's an Alder and Ash pedal board.
Looks beautiful.
Isn't it lovely?
Was it
so
$1
this is
million?
$1 million. Yeah. So it's it's an Alder and Ash pedal board.
How are you going to do this?
How do you mean? So that's it. That's what. And it comes with. If I move this way, no, that way.
Yeah.
You see that down there with there's a couple of guitars.
Yes. Yeah.
On top of it, that's the case that goes on top of this. It's the size of a 2x12 combo. This pedal board.
My God.
It's the case. Yeah, it's a monster. But anyway, hold on. Let me flip this around. Hold on. Ah!
Oh, it's that beastie. So just the 200 watts of amplification on there then.
Yeah. So I wanted to I thought I'd do a video where I'm building a stereo rig with everything. Oh, that's cool.
What's that in the middle?
That?
Yeah.
I'll talk about that. Look at that. Oh, that's Mason's gonna be
Velcro's gone then.
Yeah, Velcro's gone on that. But I wanted to build a stereo rig.
Right.
Using the Blue Guitar one. I don't know if I'm going to keep it like this. It's probably all going to come off, and I was just doing it for the video to see if it would work, and it does. So yeah, so it's all that, and then if you lift up this, you've got an internal compartment as well.
Oh my God!
With other pedals and stuff inside of it. Anyway, I demonstrate it on the video tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah. It's really interesting. Sorry. So that is an orange detonator, which is an ABY, but it's I was going to get the radial one.
Yeah.
And then I saw the review of this, and people were liking this. It basically does the same as the radial one, so it's active and it's got a buffer. Right. So a lot of ABY boxes, apparently, when you plug into them, you split it off to two signals. It halves the signal.
Oh no!
So like this doesn't. It's also got a phase switch on it as well. So if one of the amps out of phase, you can.
Cool. Very nice.
Yeah. But it's a monster board.
Yeah. And how's your spine?
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I'm thinking because I love that board so much. I've got another.
But that's your studio board, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's my studio board. I know, but I'm thinking I'm going to take off all the stuff off this. And use it live because I want to go back to using just like a combo amp, pedals. Am I just sort of like
you've got gas, mate. You've got a worse case of gas than I've ever had.
Oh,
you're worse than me. You've got gas and a credit card.
It's true. William Lee, at the Studio Rats studio target amp with MXR distortion plus with an amp on Iridium or Marshall overdriven amp like a JCM 100 because I love the sound of Randy and Ingve. Okay, hold on. The Studio Rats studio target amp.
Yeah, we were talking about as in which amp with which pedals. So the MXR distortion would be with an Iridium or on a Marshall overdriven amp like a JCM 900. That's
so I didn't get the studio target amp.
Well, as in what it would be targeting. That's what he's after.
I see.
That's how I'm reading it.
Yeah. I think I would go with the MXR just from the. I'd want to try it out, but I think the MXR
build quality alone, MXR.
And the original, the Marshall, they'll be fine with that. I think that would sound great.
Yeah. I'd be very happy with those. Right, jumping down.
Jeff Rock said no, that's that guitar.
Yes.
John gets better looking every day, doesn't he? Look at that. John Hardmeet says, Paul, I'm going to guess your favourite chord is the open E minor 11 you play often. The one that looks like a B minor 7 with the G and the E both strings open. James, you have a favourite drum fill? I thought it was an E minor 9 that I'm playing there.
I think it's an 11 because you've got it's the tritone. It's the tritone that you're putting in.
What's the 11? Is that a third?
Yeah.
Chords. Chords confuse me.
What's my favourite drum fill? How very patronising.
Flats and Dagenham, isn't it? It's got to be
bucket of fish.
Bugger the fish.
A bucket of fish. Bucket of fish. Well, the flats in Dagenham's got to be everyone's favourite.
I love flats in Dagenham. Flats in Dagenham. Brilliant. Next one.
Right, there we go. Oh, hang on. Sorry. Jumping back. Sorry.
William Lee, at the Studio Rats. No, we've done that one.
We have, haven't we? Sorry. Yes, we have. That's doubled. Yes.
Hollywood Actress says, do you think YouTube consumers need to be reminded to like and subscribe? I don't make content, but when you post a new video, if you don't mention like and subscribe, can you check if someone did? I don't think you can check if someone did.
No, because we'd have, just from the Marshall video alone, we'd have 30,000 subscribers if everyone did.
Oh, God, that'd be nice, wouldn't
it? It's one of those. It's really bizarre that I totally get the whole thing about it's a sign on, it's a closing indicator. I totally understood that. And I then went, but how do you get people to sign up to your channel if you don't say it? Because I didn't realize it was a thing until people started saying it.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be so nice if everyone that watched the videos. Well, I guess some people don't like the videos. Some people don't like it.
So dare they?
Yeah, I know. How dare they? So why like and subscribe if you don't? Yeah, I just think you've got to mention it, because the whole point about getting your video seen to more and more people is if more and more people like and subscribe, more people view the content. Then YouTube, the algorithm in YouTube, just pushes it out to more places.
Yeah. So the two things I bought from Black Friday that weren't electronic, that weren't home security.
Do you want to show us?
Were for exactly this reason. I just thought, rather than me going kind of like silly, kind of hitting you over the head or doing some kind of comedy thing, I thought I'd go old school. So every time someone says like and subscribe, hit the bell. I bought one of those, like a proper kind of little hand bell. But I thought way cooler and way more funny was this one. Like and subscribe or hit the bell.
Do you know, I want one of them. I want one of them because apparently you can train a dog. If you put it by your back door, you can train the dog to hit it when it wants to go outside.
Can you train a 5-year-old to go to sleep when you hit it?
That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Mate, it's hard. Bloody hell. I think I'd rather train a 5-year-old than a dog at the moment.
Yeah, it's a weird one, but half of me goes, do you know what? By now people should know, but it's just it's a sign off, isn't it? As long as you get your cards and your next video prompts in, as long as the last thing you say in the video is remember to like, subscribe, hit that bell, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye. I think that's okay. But when people start, some, how can I be delicate with this? Some YouTubers who might have hurt themselves recently. No, you obviously haven't seen the update. One of the things he says within about the first 3 or 4 minutes of any video is remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell, yada, 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 and then says it again at the end.
I think I used to do that. Until someone says, stop being desperate.
Yes, stop being a dick.
Yeah, but like when you start off,
yeah.
When you start off, it's you're trying. You try it every single way.
I'm the first one to admit I'm desperate. But yeah, it's a good point.
Stephen James says, Paul, is it a Mesa Boogie Ace combo that you've purchased? It is. Please tell me I've done the right thing, Stephen.
I think they're great.
No, yeah, but there's a lot of hate for them on the internet. Do you know what it is, James? Do you know why there's a lot of hate?
Why is it?
Well, I think there's going to be a lot of hate.
Why is it?
It's the same thing. They're not driving them hard enough.
Yeah, probably.
They sound thin and fizzy. The JC 900, according to the internet, sounds thin and fizzy.
Yeah. Guess what? The internet was wrong.
GCSE woodwork project. Oh, bless him. I feel bad for.
I don't. I'm sorry. If you put yourself out there to be judged,
yeah,
then Yeah, we do it 7 or 8 times a week, probably more in my case because I put so much content out for other people.
Yeah.
I can safely say I stand by every video of mine that's out there. There are some awful ones out there from when I first started 10, 12 years ago. There are some hilariously bad videos out there.
Yeah.
Fortunately, those are buried in the YouTube archive somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. Next one. So Mason says, at the Studio Rats, what's the best way to connect? We're happy to send you some stuff for review, which is be awesome. I can't wait for that. I'd be well excited about reviewing some of his stuff because it's so good. So yeah, Mason sent me how did he do this? He sent me a text message.
I don't know, but I would say that's the best way of doing it.
He must be, yeah, definitely. But how did he get my?
Because he saw that note on that toilet wall, didn't he?
That's what it is. Yes, fantastic. That's exactly what it was. Yes, fantastic. I really look forward to that, Mason. That'd be great. That'd be awesome. Bruce Brooks said, got back one of my regrets back that I sold 7 years ago. Guild USA Custom Shop M70 single cut chambered with a Guild Dynasonic pickups similar to P90s. Traded my Gretsch G5. Well, I don't know why Gretsch do this. I think it's
really catchy, useful names.
They do this, though. I think maybe because it's Gretsch is now all made in Japan. So, no, actually not all made in Japan, but the main Gretches are the high end Gretches are made in Japan.
Oh, I thought it was the other way around.
Right. Yeah, no, yeah. G5422 TGG. For it, yeah, Ibanez do the same thing. Ibanez have like
I'm none the wiser, to be honest. But yeah, there's a few pieces that I've sold in the past that I really want back that I shouldn't have sold, but I sold for money at the end of the day.
Bruce Brooks says, sold the guitar just after he had his stroke. I was very depressed and thought I'd never be able to play again. I can play now better than I ever did and got my guild back. Win. Oh, mate, that's awesome.
Nice work.
Maybe it's a relic guitar. It did look very relic, didn't it? It looked relic in all the wrong ways. Yeah. Maybe it's got relic machinery. Richard Paul, late to the party. Howdy, chaps. Hi, Richard. How you doing? K. Michael P. Howdy, James and Paul. I'm late. No, you're right, mate. You got there just in time. Jinxie Katz's fault. Yes.
Yes, it is. Yes, we're catching up again.
Yeah. Thank you, gentlemen. RME or the Vault. I will check out Aria also. Invaluable advice, guys. Thank you so much. Anytime, mate. Glad you got something out of it. Lee Abraham says, I rebought I'm going to do this again. New Neighbor. What did I call it?
I don't know.
New Neighbor. I bought the New Neighbor Neuron, gigged with it, and you were right, got rid of it first time for a reason. Also the Boss IR200, gigged it and it just didn't work for me at all. Really disliked it. Oh, that's a shame.
I remember the first time I gigged an 11 rack.
Did you like it?
Not as much as I did in the studio. I went back to, I can't believe I'm going to say this out loud on this channel. I went back to my Corgay 5.
Nasty. I'm surprised that you could even do a gig with that thing. You step on it and it would snap.
Corgay 5 was awesome. I loved it.
Wow.
Because I had all my 80s tones in it. It was a long while ago. It was like 12 years.
I turned up to the gig on Saturday and Danny says, and Danny said, "Oh, do you know what? I don't know why you ever got rid of that pod XT. That was the best sound you ever had." Anyway,
did you not say I've got one again?
Yeah.
Actually, the last gig I ever did was on a Johnson J station.
Really?
Yeah, I kicked on it.
Jeez. Vertex Effects says, at the Studio Rats reminds me of a better CA3 Plus or Custom Audio SE. Really nice cleans, crunch, and dirty on the Mesobar. But nice one. Okay.
Nice.
Those custom audio. Do you remember those custom audio amps?
Yes.
I think they're basically John Suhr, weren't they?
Yeah.
I think they were John Suhr and Bob Bradshaw. I've got a feeling.
There was some Bradshaw link in there, wasn't there?
Yeah.
I'd love one of his rigs. You know,
Yeah.
I know. You say this is what I want. This is what I want it to do. Make it do it. And money and the bill is merely an afterthought.
Right. Maybe we should ask Mason to come on at some point, and we'll do a show. We do a show with him if you're up for it, Mason, because that's basically what these guys are doing now. People like Vertex Effects and lesser extent, but you know, the guys from that pedal show, Dan Steinhardt, whatever his name is, you know, building like these mega rigs on a pedal board, because that's how it is now. Because the processing's got so much better. You know, you can have like studio quality of, you know, reverbs and delays on pedals as opposed to being in racks. So I guess that's what it is now. Is as opposed to having a big rack, everything's good enough now to go on pedal boards.
Yeah, I mean, I know people who are using effects pedals in their studios, you know, in their mixes, because they sound so good.
Yeah.
They really, really do. Next,
Chantal Perea, where can I purchase Jack Rubinacci? It's You. Great track, guys.
I think you'll find it The Studio Rats featuring Jack Rubinacci.
Thanks, Jack.
It's You. It's. I don't think it's. Is it available for purchase?
Yes.
It's probably on.
No, it isn't available for purchase. It was available on, you know, all the streaming platforms like Apple Music and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, it's on Apple Music, iTunes, whatever it's called these days.
If it's not there, I need to check this, because someone else said that they couldn't find our stuff. Maybe we've been banned. We've been banned by Apple Music.
Woohoo! Are we that controversial?
Mad says, "Thanks, guys. DGT it is then. Nice one." Oh, go back. I just want to show the DGT. There's something about the DGT that I want to. So this is my DGT. And you can get DGTs now, or the ones they make now. This is a 2018, this one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got this really nice binding on it. They don't do the binding anymore.
All right.
Oh, yeah, you don't like binding, do you?
No, I don't.
Oh, mate, it's for me, that makes a DGT.
It's a nice guitar. Don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful guitar. It wouldn't, you know, it being a bound guitar wouldn't stop me buying it if I wanted one.
Right.
But of choice, certainly on a Les Paul, I like an unbound Les Paul because I like the Gary Moore.
Oh, right.
Which is unbound. And I'd like the Gary Moore. I just can't find one, and if I can find one, I can't afford it.
You talking about the Gary? You talking about the Gibson? What was it called? It was cool. It was a rough. It was like the unfinished one.
No, there was two different versions. There was a 3-pot one, a 3-pot Les Paul, which was
the
P90,
the P90 in the neck and a humbucker.
No. This was twin humbuckers.
BFG. It was called the BFG.
That's the one.
Yeah. No. That's got a P90 in the neck.
Oh, is it? Well,
yeah.
They're hen's teeth rare.
Are they? They weren't even that expensive.
They are now.
Wow.
Anywho,
okay. Alexander Knutson says, any opinions on the Fender HM Strat, vintage late 80s versus new reissue? Oh, do you know what? When I in the 80s or 90s, I guess, I really wanted an HM Strat.
What's the HM bit?
It was basically Fender's idea of a Charvel.
Oh yeah, the Super Strat.
Yeah, so it had a Floyd. It wasn't a Floyd.
They brought them back, didn't they, at Last NAMM?
I think they did. Yes,
they did. They brought them back at Last NAMM,
and they did them in. I think when they came
out,
they
were bright pink and bright fluorescent pink, fluorescent orange, fluorescent. There was a white one, a electric blue one.
Yeah, something like that.
They played really well. I mean, the original ones played beautifully.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, cool guitar. Isn't it funny how like guitars go out of fashion, completely out of fashion, and then sort of come back?
Okay. So I think I don't think I want a Pia anymore.
What's a Pia?
The Ibanez the new Steve Vai.
Oh God, thank God for that.
I think I want the Guthrie Govan Charvel.
Apparently, it's a bit unusual.
Really? Oh.
Sound-wise, it's a bit unusual.
Oh, okay. That might be a sad thing.
I'd definitely try one out because it's apparently. I mean, you know, he's an amazing player, but he's very unique in the sort of tones that he wants, and I don't think it's for everybody.
Oh right, okay, definitely want to try it if I get a chance.
And I don't like the combination. I don't like hum single hum. For me, that I don't like that combination. But anyway,
I'd like hum single, but that's another story, and no one seems to do that unless I custom order.
Absolutely. Can we just go back a sec? Can we just go back to
that one?
Yeah. So we didn't give our opinion. I think if you can get a late 80s one, I think it's nice.
The new ones, the reissues I played at NAMM were beautiful.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, they sound amazing, and felt great as well.
Yeah, you might find the new ones that probably play better. Johnny Pierce says, "Evening all. I'm looking at buying a US Strat. Any thoughts on American Pro 2 or American Ultralines? Both are really, really good." So I had I took a guitar in as a part X on a guitar I sold, and it was an American Pro, the first one, American Pro 1. Brilliant guitar, really sounded great.
Apple red one.
Yeah,
Candy apple
Sienna,
red, wasn't it?
Sienna Sunburst it was.
Okay, nice, very nice.
And the American Ultra, I really like the American Ultra. I think if you can push to it, I'd go for an American Ultra because I think the finishes that they do on those are really nice.
Do they still have lace sensors?
No, well, they don't. They have the noiseless. They have I think they're Tim Shaw designed noiseless pickups.
Yeah, really nice though.
Really good, really good. Actually, I should show that other guitar, that new guitar. Shall I do that now?
Yeah, what you got? Go on. Go on.
Go on. Put that one back.
Oh.
Mike Aiton's not going to be happy because he doesn't like these. I know that.
Oh, it's a gold one.
It's a gold one.
Oh, it's a silver sky. It's a gold sky.
It's a gold sky, yeah.
It's a gold sky.
Yeah, really, really interesting actually. I need to get it set up. It's buzzing on a few places, so I'm not going to do a video until it's been done properly. But yeah, really, really different sounding to my custom shop Strat.
Right.
Over there.
But it is designed to be a PRS Strat, isn't it? It is supposed to be a Strat that Johnny Jolly Handsome can play.
Yes, I mean it's basically it's like a 60s sort of Strat. Really nice weight to it, really light. The neck is to die for. It's like a chunky neck. Really nice, really nice.
Do we have just thinking at this point? Do we have any new? Whoa! What's going on their back? Ooh.
So I like that they don't. There's no
cover for the
which is nice. There's no holes and stuff.
Yeah, nice. There I am.
There you are. Yeah.
There I am.
There you are. Yeah, I like it. I really like it.
How long you had that? About 24 hours?
Yeah, not long. I think it arrived last Thursday. I haven't really had a chance to use it much.
Cool. Shall we do some of the news?
There isn't really any, but
okay. Well, there's a couple of things I want to talk about. First thing I want to talk about is, have you had a chance to, or have any of our dear listener had a chance to check out the Disney Plus Get Back? The first part, I think the second part is now out. The Beatles Fly on the Wall documentary.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's a bit weird in places where what they've done is where they haven't got audio and the video to match, they've just put video that sort of matches. Obviously, whenever they're playing, it matches, but when they're talking, you'll see a picture of Ringo kind of making some mouth noises, but you're hearing Paul. It's kind of weird. It's good. There's two takeaways from it, and this is going to make me sound either very pretentious or hopefully you'll understand where I'm going with it. One is the Beatles were just four guys. They were four guys who got together. Now, individually, those four guys are clearly very talented musicians. and creators and songwriters. But you put those 4 guys together, and something truly magical happened.
Right.
But there's bits where they're playing. You ever listen to Saw Us Stand in There?
Yeah.
The original from Rock and Roll Music Volume 2. If you try and break down what George Harrison's playing in some of that, it's awful. It's out of tune, it's nasty, and yet you put it all together and it just works magically. And there's elements of that come through. There's bits where they're playing, you go, oh God, you're really not very good, are you? And then they all play together and you just go, oh, that's better. It's like they were the ultimate serendipitous moment. It all just dovetails together, and by the way, they're called the Beatles. It's amazing. But there are bits in it when they're demoing stuff, you think, how long have you been playing guitar?
Oh, really? Is that
like
bad?
Days, some of it's terrible. But when it all comes together and they work their Beatle magic on it, you go, this is amazing.
Yeah,
but you do have to wade through. I mean, I've heard people say they'd watch the full 16-hour unedited. Apparently there's about 16 hours of footage. Someone said maybe 60 hours of footage. They'd wade their way through. Nah, give me the highlights. Give me the good stuff. I'm struggling to get through. I was struggling to get through the first 2.5 hours, if I'm totally honest. Apparently it gets better, but it's amazing. It's amazing having the insight to watch those guys work and do their thing on songs. But some of it is a bit kind of
right. Okay, interesting.
But it's cool.
No,
it is cool.
I haven't seen it. I'd like to see it. I'd look forward to watching that.
Cool. Okay, what's going on new? What's up with you?
This is going to be really quick. Do you want to?
Yeah, I will do when you're showing. Here we go.
I'm showing. I don't know why.
Oh, Supro.
I don't know why Dua Lipa's on it, but anyway. So Supro have released this first loud clean amp, the Royale.
Nice.
So it's 50 watt 1x12, offers a choice of Class A and AB power, alongside EQ, tube buffered effects loop, and a foot switchable boost.
So it's solid state then?
No. Is it?
You said Class A, B, and
that doesn't necessarily mean.
I could be wrong, but
does it? No, you can still get AB because Class A would be like an AC30.
Okay, but it then goes on. It then goes on to specifically say tube boost. You just read it.
Oh, sorry. Where does it say that?
I wonder if it's solid state.
Cathode bias Supro sound with a bulb.
Okay, all right. That's definitely.
Yeah, I would have thought. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's got. Can I see that? It's got Class A class. Actually, has got standby. It has got standby. Right. So yes, I imagine it's going to be.
All right. Sounds great. I'm sure.
Yeah,
but it ain't cheap.
Don't know yet. I don't know.
$1 million.
$1 million. Okay, so there's that. And the other bit of news.
Right.
So Ed Sheeran debuts limited run edition Loudon signature model. Now he's done this a few times. This is what I don't understand about.
I thought he was a Martin man.
Well, originally he was Taylor, wasn't he?
Right.
Taylor.
Okay.
Then he went to Martin, and now he's with Loudon. So he's been with Loudon for a couple of years, maybe a year and a half, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and apparently the originals. I don't know if the new ones are, but apparently all of the small Ed Sheeran Loudons were actually still built in the Ireland factory. But yeah, I don't know.
I'm sure
but
it's going to be lovely.
They used to be quite reasonable. So it's $1,000.
Not bad for a decent acoustic. For a Loudon.
Well, I don't think for a handmade acoustic. Yeah. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, great.
And it's a Loudon. It's going to be a good guitar.
Well, it's not really quiet, is it?
It's not going to be quiet.
Yeah, it's a Loudon.
Very good. Right. Shall we?
Is that it?
There we go.
There we go.
That's it, mate. That's
Blimey.
literally it.
No moans, no rants. What's going on this week? Must try harder.
yeah, I'm sure I can find something else to moan about.
All right, let's dive in. Let's keep going.
Yeah. Michael Moore says, I want to play my guitar through my Katana 100, but hear stereo in a set of speakers without buying a second amp. Good vibes. Some success using USB to DAW and monitoring to DI with studio speakers, but lag.
That's probably down to your buffer size in your DAW rather than anything else.
Without a doubt. It's going to be down to your buffer size, exactly. So go into your DAW and reduce your buffer size, and you shouldn't get, if you reduce it to, if you've got a powerful enough computer with a decent sound card and you're not using ASIO for all, something like that,
yeah,
you should be able to get it down to 64 samples and 32 samples, even better. But
yeah,
and you'll be absolutely fine.
128, we won't feel either, to be honest.
I think 128 is fine. Yeah. Michael Moore also says, listening in Santa Clara, California. Nice,
very nice.
Very nice.
How's the weather? Better than here, I suspect.
Of course, it's going to be better than here. Yes, it does. Stephen James says, MXR bad bass ass, overdrive, and distortion pedals are awesome with any amp. Oh, nice one. Good to know. Chris Brooks, come on, everyone. 45 likes. Show some respect, folks.
Thanks, bro.
No, there's more than 45 watching.
38 now.
Oh, is it 30? Oh, they're going down.
Yeah. We got boring. We didn't get controversial enough.
It's funny why people, well, I guess people watch it in their own time, but we normally get like a couple of thousand views.
Yeah.
Afterwards, but I guess people watch it afterwards. Mark 1. I know you're Katana, you're Katana fans, and have previously done a video on the Next Tone, but thoughts on the new Next Tone Special amp as a move away from genuine valve amp? Yeah, I mean the Next Tone's great. It sounds good. If you want Boss's modeling in a combo, which is great, and you're not after all the effects, then the Next Tone's really good. I did do a review on the Next Tone. I did a couple of videos. Would
you gig a pair of Katana as your stereo rig?
I think
a pair of Katana 100s.
I mean, I would. I'm trying to think the right word. It's not the snob in me, but there's something that says to me, I've got all this gear. I've got I'm a bit of a snob. I've got all this nice high end valve gear. Why am I? Why would I not gig with that as opposed to the Katana? But
I remember on a podcast with Dano.
Oh yeah,
several years ago now.
Yeah,
you were going to surprise us with an amp you were buying for gigging, and it was the first Katana you bought.
Oh,
and I remember saying, "You'll never gig that because you're too much of a guitar snob."
I did do a couple of gigs with it, and it worked really well. It did, with a single one. I think it'd be great. I think it's a great gigging amp because if you can use it in stereo with the two amps, using all the stereo effects, I think it'd probably sound really, really good. It does sound really good. But,
yeah,
and also it's the outlay is not that much, is it?
I think they missed the trick in not making the 2x12 stereo. I really do, because the 2x12. While I love a 2x12 just for volume, just for movement of air, not necessarily actual volume, but movement of air. They missed the trick by not making it a twin 50 stereo.
I completely agree with you. I completely agree.
But hey.
John Hardmeat says, my mistake. It is an E minor 9 that you play, Paul. It's E, B, yep. E, B, F sharp, yep. G, yes. D, and a high. That's correct, yes. There's no A to make it. Yeah, that's right.
I was just thinking, this sounds like a Rick Beato video.
Brush up my call theory.
Sting. I watched the opening of the Sting interview again, and Sting just sits there and goes, I forgot what it was like. Greetings. It was so cool. It was like Sting makes Rick Beato look uncool, and Rick Beato's normally pretty cool when he's not in a rant.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's just
he's quite cool in it.
I'm not sure. I mean, I think he's a very talented man. I think he's very talented.
Anywho,
Jeff Rock says I gigged a few years with a Cord AX10.
Yeah, it's the way forward.
Keith Axtell, Paul, have you had a chance to try out the Chase Bliss CXM 1978? It's ridiculously expensive, but sounds cool. Curious on a comparison to the UA Golden. I haven't tried the 1978. I think it's a really nice pedal. I think you're right. I think it's ridiculously expensive.
Is that the one with the motorized faders and everything?
But this is my problem, first of all. So I think you could buy 2 UA Goldens for that. Now there is a difference because the Chase Bliss CXM 1978 has memories.
Yeah,
presets.
It's also, if you could buy that and it be your studio reverb quite easily. It's the same algorithms.
Yeah. You could buy the USA Golden reverberator and have the same.
Easy.
The only thing that bothers me is doing a gig in a local pub with a CXM 1978 with motorized faders, and there's some excuse my English colloquialism, some geezer with a pint of Stella that he's just going to accidentally pour all over your.
But the thing is, though, we don't think about that, do we? I mean, I've never thought like that at gigs. I've never gone with a Squire Strat and a Marshall valve state and gone, yeah, it's fine. It's a pub gig. I've never been like that. I've always wanted to turn up with the best gear I can.
Yeah,
I remember it reminds me of the first evening my wife and I ended up in San Francisco on our honeymoon, and I said, let's walk down to Union Square because we just needed to walk somewhere, having driven what felt like 1,000,000 miles from Yosemite. And we walked down. I said, and my live music detectors pricked up, and these 3 guys were jamming outside Saks Fifth Avenue or one of the department stores on a generator with a beautiful DW kit, a Ibanez 6-string bass thing with a Ampeg stack and a Marshall stack with a vintage Les Paul, and these guys were really cooking. But I was like, you're busking with better gear than most people own, let alone gig with.
Yeah.
So, no, I'm very much of the you gig with the best gear you've got because you want to make the best sound you can.
Yeah, and you'll have a better gig and enjoy yourself more. You're right. You're so right. Is binding on a neck purely aesthetic, or is it a feel thing? I think it's purely aesthetic. It just looks nicer than to me. It looks much nicer than a. It doesn't look right for me on certain guitars if it's not bound, and also binding on certain guitars doesn't look right on other guitars. So like if it's a Telecaster, for me, a bound neck on a Telecaster just looks weird.
Bound neck on a Strat for me looks weird. That's why I can't buy the new Eric Johnsons, which have a bound neck. I'm like, no.
Yeah. It's weird on a Strat and a Telly, isn't it? But on a Les Paul, for me, that's
unbalances it.
Yeah,
it messes with the balance.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, on a Les Paul, for me, it has to have binding, because otherwise, it sort of puts it into the cheaper end. I don't know why PRS stopped putting binding on.
Who knows?
I don't know. Adrian Smith's Les Paul Gold Top has a P90 in the neck. He bought it when he was 17. It's his favourite, and imagine how many guitars he's had. Yeah. He's had some guitars, hasn't he? Jeff Rock, I have a pal selling one of the Guthrie Charvel James. There you go.
Jeff, hit me up in the usual way. It's one of those things. I think knowing what you said, I think I want to try one first.
I think you should try one. I definitely think you should try one.
Cool. But Jeff, hit us up through the website or to be honest, look me up on Facebook or anything. We're not difficult to find.
Yeah. Bruce says my friend Pete has a Charvel Guthrie and absolutely loves it. Excellent. Alexander Knutson says, thank you so much for your input. Have a great evening. You too, mate. You too. John Hardmeat. Dan from the Pedal Show favors an F sharp 7 add 11. but only if it's played on an expensive telly through a 10 grand pedal board into 2 vintage tape echoes, then into a Hi-Watt and Lazy J. Nice.
I to be honest, I'd play an open A minor and still like that through that rig.
Yeah. William Lee says 5-way pickup combination or 7 ways pickup combination.
Ooh,
Don't know why you'd ever...
no. 3.
5.
3.
3? No.
Top, middle, or bottom.
No. I think 5. I can't see why I'd ever need 7. I guess maybe if you got like 2 humbuckers, maybe like the
well, the video we haven't put out yet, where we talk about my Eggle, which has got 7. Yeah, that has got the and that's really useful actually. That does sound good. Yeah,
that does sound good.
I turned you on that one at least.
Yeah, you have. Yeah. Afternoon, gents. Afternoon, John.
Yeah.
$1,500 US for the Supro.
So about the same pounds at the moment, isn't it?
It probably will be, because once it comes over to the UK, it's about 50. I think they'll struggle to sell that in the UK for £1,500.
Yeah.
Jeff Rock, sorry guys, missed all that about the Supra. I was thinking about perfume for some reason. Very good.
Anyone think it was Black Friday heading towards Christmas, where all the guitar players actually have to think about buying their wives presents?
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yes. Anyway.
Bruce, James, read your Beatles playing together. In an interview, someone asked Keith Richards who was a better guitarist, him or Ron Wood. He basically said that neither was great, but together it was magic. That's interesting.
Yeah, I think that's right.
I've been watching on Netflix. I've been going through like all of the documentaries, and there's a Keith Richards one on there with him just sort of singing in a studio and recording. Like it's quite a hard listen.
Yeah,
to listen to him sing.
Yeah.
What
was it? I was what's the there was a Travelling Wilburys track on as I was driving the kids home because my wife's away. So I went there was a Travelling Wilburys track on, and I was like, yeah, Jeff Lynne's voice, love it. Then
I know what you're gonna say.
Then oh god,
it's everybody.
George Harrison's voice comes in. I'm like, oh, that's just gorgeous. Everybody, something to lean on. I was like, oh, bless him.
Yeah.
What is that track? Oh, it's beautiful. Just a beautiful song.
Yeah, there's some good tunes on that.
And he spoils it. That makes me a heathen. I know. I totally understand. That makes me very unpopular, but I'm no Bob Dylan fan. I'm really not.
It's a character voice, though, isn't he?
I saw Bob Dylan at the Guitar Legends concerts at Seville in '92, and my mate who was with me said he was such a Bob Dylan fan up until that concert. He was terrible. He was awful.
Oh,
anywho, quick.
Oh.
Yeah, all right. Thank you, Michael.
John Wallace says, got a Victory Kraken preamp pedal and plugged it straight into the power amp in, and it's magical sounding. Definitely recommend the Victory preamp pedal for your Katana. If you want to tube preamp, that's a good idea. Yeah, that's a really good idea.
That's a great idea. You should try the IR200 through it.
Yeah, that might be interesting.
That might be an interesting. Because you've then got all the amp front end just using the solid state power amp and the speaker.
Yeah,
that's quite. Yeah, see you up if thinking, down if for dancing.
76 in Florida.
Yeah,
nice. Sorry guys, it's badass pedal. Damn spell check. Yes, I thought it was.
I was up a ladder installing cameras today, and it was officially freezing. Several parts of my body told me it was freezing, but then my watch did as well. So,
imagine getting a Katana 2x10 or 2x12 stereo amp. That'd be super cool.
It would. They missed the trick.
Well, you never know. Maybe they'll come up with something. Jeff Rock says, if you're gigging in a less than savoury venue, do you take your less expensive gear? I don't think I would. I think I would just be a lot more cautious.
I wouldn't leave the stage.
Or
I've
yeah.
gigged and I've done gigs and I've been stood at the bar and the drums have been up on stage and someone's walked up on stage, got behind the kit, picked up the sticks, and I've run over and gone, "What do you think you're doing?" He said, "Oh, it was just here." I was like, "You've walked on." This one bloke said to me, "You've ruined my evening," and I said, because he got onto the drums and I just pulled the it was disco music and I just pulled the fader down. I said, "This 4-letter word, which I won't say because my daughter's in the other room, decided he's going to play drums." And he went, "You've spoilt my evening." And I went, "Good, you've spoilt mine too." And about 10 minutes later, the best man grabbed him and said, my mate wants to say sorry. Sorry. I said, "Sorry, I couldn't quite hear that."
It really annoys me when people drunk punters get on the stage and start grabbing gear, because you're not going to go and burst in their office and go and sell some.
I've said that to people.
Telesales, are you?
I've said that to people before. They said, "Oh, go on, play another one." I said, "I tell you what, I'm going to come into your office at 5 o'clock on Friday and say, just do another email." They don't get it. They look at you and go, "Not the same, is it?" It's exactly the same. You pillock.
Yeah. Hi, you're just answering my question. There we go. Bruce Brooks' properly bound neck will never have fret sprout. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, where the frets go. Clunk. But that is a properly bound neck, not a Epiphone bound neck. Oh, I said it.
You did. Oh, excuse me. Michael Moore says, "Can Katana preset be selected using MIDI from your DAW?" I've never tried it. I imagine so.
I think so, yes. I've never tried it, but I believe it can.
Yeah, MIDI's MIDI.
Handle with care. Yes, thank you. Thank you. That's the one. Thank you very much. I should say Stephen James also pointed us in that direction. Yes.
Bruce says, Katana 100 Mark II head has MIDI.
Yes.
I haven't even looked at the back of that.
It does, yeah. I always thought that having MIDI on the back of amps meant it made it MIDI, as in, it had a guitar to MIDI converter in it.
Oh,
I was very, very upset. I went, but why would it have MIDI if it doesn't have notes? Duh.
Yeah. Well, wasn't the Meza Boogie used to do like an 11-pin DIN, looked like a MIDI lead as well.
Yeah, yeah.
But it wasn't. Thinking about it, did I dislike the IR200 as it's just a preamp into IR, no power amp emulation? Just wondering. Really lacked thump on stage. I wonder if you were going through what I went through. On
buyer's remorse?
No, as in, I think that can all be changed. The EQ in that thing is ridiculous. It's so powerful. So I can't see why you wouldn't get all of the EQ that you'd need. I agree. I don't think the presets that it come with are particularly usable. I think they have to be tweaked.
And that, as they say, is that. We've got to the end. I'm going to take the advantage, and I'm actually going to say it's my ball, therefore I'm going home, because I do have a little girl in there who's probably still awake looking through Disney princess books, and probably wants another story, and she's not going to get one. Thank you ever so much for joining us this evening. Hope it's been enjoyable. Please do like, subscribe, hit that bell.
Nice. There we go.
And all that sort of stuff. It's always a pleasure doing these. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I like to.
We'll get some guests on again soon. Maybe we'll get Thingy from Vertex on. That'd be good. That'd be a really good one.
Definitely. Yeah. He's up for it. Yeah.
Yeah, but we will be back next week with more of the same sort of craziness, and we hope you have a great week. We will do our best to find some more gear to make interesting and stuff like that. And we will see you again soon. Take care, everyone. Get your boosters and your third jabs and all that sort of stuff, and we'll see you back here next week for more of the same. So take care, everyone.
Guys. Take care.